Welcome to Jordan and welcome to the Eco Village as well. Thank you to everybody for coming out this morning. Thanks particularly to those who will be speaking today, who have managed to strong arm one way or another to actually comment on this. I particularly like to thank my keynote speaker, Joshua Fairfield, who's come quite a long distance to talk to us. Welcome to Jordan, Joshua. I would like to thank particularly the Irish Research Council who are funding today's event, who made it all possible. I'd like to thank Cultivate and FASTA for hosting the event, for assisting with its organisation, particularly Davy and Graham here, who you'll be hearing from later, who have really put an awful lot of work into not just today's workshop, but the project as a whole and various different aspects of what all this is about. I will be telling you what this project aims to achieve later on in my own contribution, but it is quite wide-ranging and a lot of it wouldn't have been possible without their help. I do want to mention one thing and perhaps apologise a little bit for it. You will notice that all of the speakers at today's event are male. I think this is called a manel, which is not really something that I'm particularly happy about, I have to admit. I did make an effort to have more of a gender balance on the panel, and that proved impossible for a variety of different reasons. But I think it is an issue that is not going to probably come up that much explicitly in the talks for that reason, and is a significant issue when we talk about technology and the use of technology, which is the fact that there are significant gender issues around it. I again just want to say that that's not a deliberate choice on my part. It's something that I did work on and simply proved impossible. In terms of today's event, I think that this is quite an interesting day to be holding it. One of the things that popped up in my newsfeed yesterday was an announcement that South Korea is going to put huge amounts of money into developing a national digital currency based on blockchain technology. There are sums of money being discussed here in billions of dollars, and I think that that's an interesting counterpoint maybe to what we're going to be talking about today, when we're looking much more at the use of blockchain technology, the possible applications of blockchain technology for much smaller units, for communities of which are geographically limited or perhaps not geographically limited, sustainability-oriented communities like the Contour and Eco Village where we're actually located today, and to think about questions at the other end of the scale, I guess, and how this technology can be repurposed by communities. So what I want to do really is to explore what smaller communities can do with this kind of technology. And fundamentally what I wanted to do is to have a good, constructive, but also critical cross-disciplinary conversation. We have a range of different speakers coming at this from a range of different perspectives, and I want to see what we can learn from each other and to benefit from a variety of different approaches. I would also like to just make a couple of practical announcements. The housekeeping part, which I think is traditional in terms of the opening statements. In terms of the schedule for the day, it's very unlikely that Sam Tolan will be able to join us. Unfortunate, because Sam was really going to be speaking from that community's perspective. So we will probably expand out the time available for questions and answers and discussion before lunchtime, and that could in the end be perhaps beneficial because we have quite a tight packed schedule for the morning. At lunchtime, the break will be a little bit longer than was originally advertised, although the time in the schedules that you have is correct. We will be doing a short tour of the Eco Village between food and coffee before we start again after lunch. There are toilets down there through that door if you need those. The lights will come on by themselves, so don't worry if it seems dark initially. There are name badges on the table if you don't already have one. There's also an attendance list if you want to get it for posterity, and a schedule which is up to date. Also pen and paper if you didn't think to bring pen and paper. There's wireless access here. I'll put this slide up when we're not actually speaking, and that's the network you might want to connect to. And if you feel like tweeting, those are the two hashtags I suggest that you use. And finally, within the Eco Village, we try to have a culture of self-organization and responsibility for yourself. And in concrete terms, what that means is that we very much like you to wash your own coffee cups and glasses and so on after this. So with that, I'll hand back over to Davy, who's going to take us through the rest of the day.
Thanks, Rónán.